What's up, guys? I'm Caden with Crypto Now or Never. Today I'm going to be giving an update on Algorand. Please do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. Help me pump that algorithm. None of this is financial advice. Let's get into it.
I have a dream, that's all I need. I'll make it happen with some work and belief.
So Algorand is currently trading at a price point of just under 10 cents. It has a market cap of 763 million, which ranks 45th among all cryptocurrencies. And it has a circulating supply of 7.8 billion out of a max supply of 10 billion, which is about 78% in circulation. Now, Algorand reached its all-time high back in 2019 at $3.28 and is down 97% since then. But the main thing that I want to point out is that Algorand is only up 11% from its all-time low. If you guys believe in Algorand long-term, it might not be a bad time for you to start dollar cost averaging in. Obviously, that's not financial advice, but Algorand has gotten beaten to the ground. And if you're looking to invest in Algorand, I recommend using Binance or Coinbase. I think those are the two easiest centralized exchanges to use. Now, as usual, I'm going to give a quick overview on Algorand for those of you guys that don't know what it is. So Algorand is a self-sustaining, decentralized blockchain-based network that supports a wide range of applications. These systems are secure, scalable, and efficient, all critical properties for effective applications in the real world. Algorand will support computations that require reliable performance guarantees to create new forms of trust. Now, Algorand is a layer 1 blockchain, but what makes them unique is that they run on permissionless pure proof of stake. Now, most layer 1 blockchains these days just run on traditional proof of stake, where a validator's probability to confirm the next block is directly correlated to how many tokens they have staked, usually making those projects a lot more centralized. The rich are always going to have more power and more control. Permissionless pure proof of stake is different. Anyone with at least one Algorand can be a validation node on the consensus level, which will help Algorand be a lot more decentralized. And theoretically, that could make them the first ever project to solve the blockchain trilemma of scalability, decentralization, and security, which could be enormous for the crypto space. And then the founder of Algorand is Silvio, and he received the Turing Award in 2012 for his fundamental contributions to the theory and practice of secure two-party computation, electronic cash, cryptocurrencies, and blockchain protocols. This makes him one of the foremost creators of crypto in the world. And personally, I think he's one of the smartest people in the crypto space. He has a very impressive resume. And then last but not least, Algorand is also one of 8 cryptocurrencies that are rumored to be ISO 20022 compliant. This allows them to integrate within the entire financial sector, working alongside central banks with cross-border payments. And that will naturally give Algorand a certain credibility that most projects do not have. And now if we come over to Algorand's Twitter, they have 336,000 followers. Now the first thing I want to go over is their pinned tweet September 9th. We're celebrating Agro Token for World Agriculture Day. Last August, history was made with the first ever transaction using the Agro Token Visa card, enabling farmers to use their grains as a form of payment, powered by the Algorand blockchain. And I did mention this in my last Algorand video, but this is still incredible to think about. We live in a world where farmers are able to use their grains as a form of payment. That is quite literally amazing. And Agro Token is built on Algorand. And then they tweeted out September 18th, property owners can now list a portion of their real estate on Lofty AI, enabling owners and investors to co-own property. And Lofty AI is built on Algorand. So it's also really cool to see that Algorand has ties to the real estate market. And then they reposted September 17th. Very excited for our next project spotlight on Twitter. We're welcoming Algo Foundry CTO, who will be sharing fantastic news on Messina 1, becoming the interoperability powerhouse and more. So that's something to keep your eyes on. Now the next article, Algorand announces membership in Open Wallet Foundation. OWF is an open source project advancing digital identity, access, and payments by fostering collaboration across industries. OWF provides a safe harbor for companies, nonprofits, and the public sector to create open source software for interoperability digital wallets. Algorand joins a diverse group of member organizations including Google, Visa, Accenture, and the Cardano Foundation. And those are some other very big names. And the next article is Algorand to invest in fiat to crypto on-ramp solution On-Ramp Money. So On-Ramp Money, a fiat to crypto on-ramp solution originating from India. This is believed to help in the worldwide adoption of Web3 solutions. And they have expanded their services in several jurisdictions across the globe, including Vietnam, the UAE, Turkey, and Mexico. So the partnership is strategically important in that it can help Algorand's aim to grow the Indian Web3 ecosystem, while expanding on-ramp solutions to new markets and lowering the barrier to entry into the blockchain ecosystem. And if you go around right now and just ask random people about cryptocurrency, typically one of the first questions they are going to ask you is, how do you get your money out of crypto? Is it hard to liquidate it? So it's always going to be a good thing to see new fiat on and off ramps in crypto. That will only help crypto adoption. Now this is the news I really want to get into. What Europe's new spot Bitcoin ETF means for global markets. The crypto world is abuzz with Europe's groundbreaking introduction of the first spot Bitcoin exchange traded fund from Jacobi Asset Management, listed on Euronext Amsterdam, a listing that took 2 years after initial approval in 2021. This development marks a pivotal moment in the continent's financial history and sets a precedent for other jurisdictions to potentially follow. And the main one that I'm hoping follows is the BlackRock Bitcoin ETF. As many of you guys know, I am extremely bullish on this event because what you have to understand is BlackRock is the world's largest asset manager. They are in charge of almost $10 trillion of funds. If they get a spot Bitcoin ETF approved, it will make it significantly easier for the average everyday person to get into cryptocurrency, especially the older generations who have most of the money. And that could skyrocket Bitcoin because this isn't a future ETF. This is a spot ETF, meaning BlackRock will actually have to hold Bitcoin. Imagine the confidence that would install within the entire crypto market. If BlackRock, who is the world's largest asset manager, is known to hold Bitcoin, that could be revolutionary for crypto. There are analysts out there that believe this could send Bitcoin to $180,000. Now, I don't know if I am that bullish on it, but I certainly could see it skyrocketing Bitcoin. And I have came out many different times saying that I believe this could be a catalyst that could potentially start an early bull market. That's how big I think this could be. So I highly recommend you guys keep your eyes on this. In my opinion, this is just the beginning. So now for the final part of this video, we'll get into some technical analysis. And since my last video, Algorand has had a decent run up. And had you guys taken that trade, you could have made about 10%, which I understand 10% in crypto is not great. But if you actually think about it, the average return on the stock market is 10% in a year. That would mean that you could have made in just over a week what the stock market makes in 1 year. That's actually incredible. However, at the current moment, the stochastics have gotten extremely overbought. And then if you look at price action, it is making a double top right now, whereas the RSI swings from a lower high to a higher high. That is Class C bearish divergence. Typically that signals a local top has been reached. And then you could also argue that Algorand is forming a rising wedge, which breaks down 68% of the time. And it has a measured move down to that 0.087 level. So I don't actually love Algorand in the short term right now. I think there's a great chance we drop back down. But again, at the same time, just understand, Algorand has gotten absolutely decimated ever since Gary Gensler claimed that Algorand was a security. So the question you have to ask yourself is, how much lower can Algorand even go? Let's say theoretically you bought right now, as opposed to buying the dip. Ask yourself, how much is that really going to matter if Algorand does end up getting back to all-time highs, or at least getting back above $1, $2? Either way, those could be very nice gains. Just understand your risk tolerance before you invest. And at the same time, just understand, Algorand and most other crypto projects are tied to Bitcoin. If Bitcoin rises, most will rise. If Bitcoin falls, most will fall. That being said, I want to take a look at Bitcoin on the daily time frame. Now, as many of you guys know, I called this initial drop we had August 17th. The reason for that is the 21-day moving average broke beneath the 50-day moving average, which created a death cross. And if you go back in Bitcoin's history, typically that signals a drop is going to happen. Now, recently I've been warning about another death cross. The 21-day moving average has broken beneath the 200-day. And in Bitcoin's history, that is typically a more violent drop than the previous one. So just understand this death cross is still in play. And then we did have Bitcoin trading in a bear flag, which break down 68% of the time. However, that did not end up playing out, and now Bitcoin has been trading sideways and has started to pump up a little bit. But what you have to understand right now is that the stochastics are extremely overbought and the RSI is getting a little overbought. But then similar to Algorand, if you look at price action, it swings from a higher high to a lower high. If you look at the RSI, it's lower high to higher high. Unlike Algorand, that is Class A bearish divergence, which is typically much stronger than Class C. So I would not be surprised at all if Bitcoin starts to flag out and comes down into that 25,200 traffic. And while it does that, the stochastics and the RSI would start to reset to where we then could bounce up. And then another potential play is that price action comes down and bounces off the 21-day moving average. But overall, Bitcoin and Algorand both look like they might take a little bit of a drop in the short term. But as I say in every single one of my videos, it is critical that you understand macroeconomics significantly outweigh technical analysis. So if all of a sudden the BlackRock Bitcoin ETF were to get accepted, that could skyrocket Bitcoin, Algorand, the entire crypto market. On the contrary, if it gets rejected or if some extremely bearish news comes out, that could tank the entire crypto market. So just keep an open mind. Realize that anything can happen in the short term, and don't get so caught up on short-term price action. But that's about all. Let me know down in the comments, how high do you guys think Algorand could go next bull run? If you found this content valuable, please do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great rest of your day.